Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. The drama about Kyle Richards texting with Paul PK Kemsley is far from over, and in the above preview for Season 14, Episode 8 of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Kyle breaks the fourth wall in order to shed new light on the situation. When the subject of Kyle's communication with Doric Kemsley's estranged husband is once again brought up in the video above, Kyle gathers her friends and tells them she's going to say something and then leave. "I don't know how this all went so wrong," she starts before Dorrit asks her to sit down. "I don't want to," responds Kyle. "I really don't. I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. I really can't. I'm trying to be in a good place in my life. I want to say one thing, and then I'm leaving." When she's met with more resistance, she stays firm. And then, facing Dorrit, she gives a big statement. "I love you and PK and your kids. You know that," she says. "I know that you know that. I've been made to feel like I did something wrong, sending a text to PK. So I said, I'm going to read this once and that is it." And then, Bozoma St. John said something today that made it seem like maybe it was something weird. So obviously I'm showing that I have nothing to hide. I'm going to read it to you guys now. Kyle goes on to read her buzzed about text to PK, which she sent when he and Dorrit announced their separation. "I said, I know you have a lot of friends. I'm also one. If you need me, I've never repeated anything you shared with me and wouldn't," Kyle says, repeating the text she had previously read aloud to Erica Jane, Sutton Strack, and Garcelle Beauvais in Episode 7. Motioning to Dorrit, she explains, "I don't mean regarding you. I think that's what you're taking it as. I'm not talking about that." Then, gesturing to the cameras filming the women, Kyle states, "I'm talking about this, ok? Which I can't say because we're filming and in production." In a confessional, Garcelle announces her confusion with Kyle's reveal. "I don't get what her talking to PK has to do with production," Garcelle says. "So if you're having a private conversation with someone and you want to say, 'I will never share what we talked about with production,' you would write 'with production.' And she didn't do that. Either way, it doesn't look good, because obviously that means it was more than memes and jokes," Garcelle adds, "because if it's memes and jokes, share them. Production likes to laugh too." Kyle's texts to PK have been a hot topic throughout this season of RHOBH. While Kyle has maintained that the messages are friendly and consist of memes and jokes, with the exception of the one she read aloud in the clip above, many of the women have taken issue that she continues to communicate with Dorrit's estranged husband. When Kyle first read the text aloud during Episode 7, Sutton was taken aback. "Wait a minute," she said in a confessional. "This is not just about memes and jokes. This is serious talk." During The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills after show, Garcelle reflected on the moment as well. "It didn't dawn on me until I laid in the bed that night, and I ran that through my head and I go, 'Wait,' did she say. 'I've never said anything you've said to me, and I never will.' Which made it seem like they talked about things that maybe Dorrit doesn't know," Garcelle said. "No one asked her to read that, by the way. She volunteered to read that." Erica, meanwhile, explained that situations like this are the reason she hates text messages. "You can take it like a script," she said. "You can take it and make it anything you want. Give me a line read on this. I can make what you text and sound any king way I want, and if you don't understand that, you're not creative. But you and I both know I know what you meant in that moment." In an unprecedented moment on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, longtime cast member Kyle Richards broke the fourth wall during a tense and emotional scene that left fans reeling. The episode, which aired this week, showcased Richards at her most vulnerable, as she addressed not just her castmates, but also the producers and viewers directly. The phrase, "I can't do this anymore," reverberated through the screen, signaling a breaking point for the reality TV veteran who has been a cornerstone of the franchise for over a decade. This season of RHOBH has been rife with drama, much of it centered on Kyle Richards and the seismic shifts in her personal life. Speculation about her marriage to Mauricio Umansky, whispers of infidelity, and her evolving friendships within the group have all come to a head. For weeks, Kyle appeared to be holding it together, but cracks began to show as her co-stars questioned her honesty and motives. During a dinner party at Doric Kemsley's Malibu home, tensions boiled over. The conversation, meant to be lighthearted, turned confrontational when Erica Jane brought up a tabloid story linking Kyle to a much younger man. Though Kai tried to laugh it off, the group's prying questions, particularly from Lisa Vanderpump, left her visibly uncomfortable. The accusations and insinuations piled on, with Dorrit, who had been one of Kyle's closest allies, remaining conspicuously silent. As the argument escalated, Kyle abruptly stood up from the table. Cameras followed her as she walked outside to the patio, her mic still hot. At first, it seemed like she was simply trying to collect herself, but then she turned directly to the camera crew. "I'm done," she said, her voice shaking. "I can't do this anymore." The crew hesitated, unsure whether to keep filming, but Kyle's words continued to spill out. "This isn't what I signed up for," she said. "I've given so much of my life to this show, and now it's tearing apart everything I care about." For the first time in RHOBH history, producers stepped into the frame. One of them, a familiar voice to avid fans, tried to calm Kyle down, reminding her that she had the option to take a break if needed. "A break won't fix this," Kyle retorted. "Every part of my life feels like it's under a microscope, and I'm drowning." Kyle's raw honesty didn't stop there. She addressed the cameras directly, speaking not just to the viewers but seemingly to herself. "I'd always tried to be strong, to keep things together, but this show has changed so much," she said. Tears streamed down her face as she continued. "It's not just about us as friends anymore. It's about tearing each other down for the sake of a storyline. I'm done being the one everyone picks apart." Her words struck a chord with fans and castmates alike. Inside the house, Dorrit, visibly shaken, followed Kyle outside. "Kyle, I'm so sorry," she said. "I should have stood up for you." But Kyle waved her off. "It's not just about tonight," she replied. "It's everything. My marriage, my family, my sanity. I've been pretending everything is fine, but it's not." The fallout from Kyle's breakdown was immediate. The group, often divided by petty feuds, seemed genuinely shaken. Erica Jane, who had been one of the instigators, admitted in a confessional that she felt guilty. "I never meant for it to get this far," she said. "We all poke and prod, but seeing Kyle like that made me realize we've crossed a line." Lisa Vanderpump, however, seemed less repentant. In her confessional, she remarked, "Kyle's been in this game long enough to know how it works. If she's cracking now, maybe it's time for her to step away." Her comments only added fuel to the fire on social media, where fans quickly divided into Team Kyle and Team Rinna camps. Kyle's tearful moment represents more than just personal turmoil. It's a watershed moment for the franchise. For years, RHOBH has been criticized for prioritizing drama over authenticity, with cast members accused of manufacturing conflicts to stay relevant. Kyle's breakdown felt like a stark contrast, a raw and unfiltered moment that reminded viewers of the real people behind the glitz and glamour. Social media erupted with reactions, with fans flooding platforms like Twitter and Instagram to express their support. "Kyle Richards just gave us the realest moment in Housewives history," one fan tweeted. "This is why we watch, not for fake drama, but for genuine emotion." Another wrote, "If Kyle leaves, the show will never be the same." In the days following the episode's airing, Kyle took to Instagram to address her fans. "Thank you for all the love and support," she wrote in a heartfelt post. "This season has been one of the hardest of my life, but your kindness means the world to me." She did not, however, confirm whether she would be returning for another season. Rumors have swirled that Kyle is considering stepping away from the show to focus on her family and mental health. Sources close to her say she's been in talks with Bravo about transitioning to a friend of the Housewives role, which will allow her to appear occasionally without the full-time commitment.